Hi everyone. Sleepy? Tired? Excitement just begin, huh? My name is Liew Foong. People in the industry call me Rick. I'd like to extend my gratitude to, I feel very honored to be here. My gratitude goes to Your Excellency CBI, our legends, car ambassadors, people that I respect a lot, Mr. Sunny and Mrs. Ho. Thank you. My good friend of mine, Mr. Ho, thank you. And all the leaders in the Excellency CBI. And also thank you, good friend, couple that I admire a lot. Although in the corporate days we don't meet a lot and we don't know each other, but in the every days we are practically good friends. Ice Chin and Muhammad. Thank you. And I'd like to emphasize this. Actually, I know Francis. I don't know him, but I know his name. And I couldn't, because there are many Francis here, There's one Francis outside, there's two Francises here in the hall, so I know him, but it's just that I cannot link the name in the face. But I do know you. I'd like to also, I feel grateful for the persons who brought me into this world and to this business. My parents, my beloved parents, founders Simon, Liew, Bonnie, and God Siu Kiang. Thank you. I would like to extend my indebtedness to my mentor in the business, who is the 7th diamond in Malaysia, and now is the founder's EDC, Mr. N.K. Kong, my father-in-law. Okay, and the late speaker. Thank you. As you can see, why we thank a lot of people is because that is the spirit of Amway. I started this business very reluctantly. Very, very reluctantly. In fact, I will tell you my story so that you can get to know me better and you can know where I come from and where we are heading. Before that, I would like you to do one thing, very, very simple thing. Just to shake hands with people beside you, right, left, back and front. If front there is someone now, okay? Let's start now, let's start now, come on. Few seconds. Just say who you are. Ask the telephone number later.
Telephone number?
Okay, thank you. Please settle down.
Wait?
Please settle down. Yes. This is the spirit of Amway.
Fire.
Second thing, I need your cooperation. When I ask a question, I hope you get involved. Because the more you get involved, the more you benefit. Boleh? Can? Can? Okay. Third, please treat whatever I say is toward each and every one of you. Can? You know what I mean? Okay. Who doesn't understand English here? Can? 有谁不会听英语的这里 ？All can 啊，有可以啊。Okay， then 不会听，完全不会听，还好啊。Okay，try to adjust a bit 啊。But anyway, my English is very simple. As the MC explained, I graduated from UK. Now, I just want to share with you my background a bit. I came from not so well-to-do family. My grandparents were very poor, right? They came from China, important. Okay? So when my father was born here, we were raised very poorly, and ironically, my cousins, cousins, were very rich. They were super rich in that town. They practically owned everything, and we were nothing. Okay? So because of this nothing, it actually led us to believe one day we could be somebody and we can achieve something. So never look down on why you are poor today. Never look down, never blame why you are so nothing yet. Because one day you become someone, one day you achieve something. So because of that difference, my father was very, very independent. Okay? He practically changed our fate of the families. Then, when we were studying that time, I used to be very, very hardworking because I know education is the key in changing the fate of our future. Regardless of whether you think you should go for continuous studies, I would strongly urge you to continue your studies. Because in this era, without education, you're nothing. Now, I have to qualify my statement. Education can be in the form of formal education and informal education. Coming to Amway, you can treat it as an Amway University, is a good education. Coming to center is your learning center. Right? But having said so, if you are still studying, by all means continue your studies. Okay? To the highest level you can go to. This is what happened to me. Not that I like studying, but I have to study because I want to be the first graduate in my family to lead by example, so that my brother, my younger brother, my two younger sisters can follow suit. True enough, my father was a very good student, is capable, but because of the poor status of our economy, my father couldn't continue his studies. So he gave up the hope and financed the sisters and brothers of my father to continue studies overseas. So what I saw was, you see, there are three types of people. One is that you were born great. And the second type of people, right, you have achieved greatness in life. The third type of people is you are entrusted with the responsibility to achieve greatness. Now, to me, I don't believe in these three. I believe everyone is great. I believe you were born great. You know why? Because you have defeated a lot of your peers to be here. So you were great. And you have achieved greatness by being here, by being part of us, by listening and by the ability to look. It's a miracle. And you are entrusted the responsibility to achieve greatness. Now, this is very, very subjective, because if you don't believe yourself that you're great, you won't achieve greatness. I believe we are bound by responsibilities, whether you like it or not. I'm a good taxpayer, I pay tax. Right? I believe I'm a good national citizen, I abide by the laws. These are responsibilities. Regardless of whether the country is going through a trust deficit, we must move forward and move upward. That's it. Period. The most important thing is we must be positive in whatever we do. Because positive would yield inspiration and aspiration. Because without positiveness, you cannot move. We always live in the past. Ola Bola is good. It's a good movie, I watched it twice. Once in KL, once in Penang. But if you keep thinking the past, you go nowhere. You must look beyond. Now, when I finished my studies in UK, I came back in 1990. My first job was with the largest insurance company in Malaysia. In the investment division, I broke the 180-year-old record. I was the only Chinese to be in that company, and the only one who's not white lah. The only Chinese in the investment division lah. So after 6 months of probation period, they offered me a contract 3 times to eat. 一个咖喱甘蔗3倍的薪水留我下来 to retain me. I said thank you, but not thank you. I said I don't want because of the environment I didn't like. So I moved on to the largest management consultancy in Malaysia at that time. Right? I was the youngest qualified consultant at the age of 21. And then I moved on. After I love that place. I love the place. Okay, no longer it exists, but I love the place because the first day I reported to work, just like so big, the main entrance is anything is possible. You know, as a young person like me, when I joined the company, they encourage you to think bold, to think ahead. 敢想, Anything is possible. You think I like this place? Definitely, they sent me to Boston to training, and all that good stuff. Then after that, I moved on to investment banking. At the time, it's called merchant banking, right? I was tutored to become the youngest manager at that time in the bank. Before I was promoted, I moved on to management of a public listed company at the age of 26. My last job before I could become full-time at Amway was a senior vice president and the only Chinese in the board of directors of a foreign bank. That was my last job before I turned. But all this while, when I do my real job, the active income comes, I also do my part-time job, part-time business to earn my extra income. Okay, this is the overall story. But there's a lot of details I now share with you, right? So I'm going to share with you the details. When I came back from UK, I joined this work until one day I became a CEO of this company. Then one fine day in 1994, yes, 94, see that old already. So I came back from work. Usually you come back from work, we have dinner, right? Now, who here at home still practice the tradition of waiting for all the families to be present before we eat? Who still have this tradition? Still have Wow, Penang lang, good. When I ask this in KL, none you know. So when I ask, okay, any parents here wait for children to come back and eat? A lot of parents, raise their hand. So, must do a review, a reflection. Now, why is this so? Now, even eat, we found out one thing that's trending. What's trending now? It's very popular. Okay, they eat with their phone first. Then only no chatting on. Chat over the line, on the line. Chat with WeChat, WhatsApp, right? Now this is very bad. Very bad. That's why human interaction, shaking hand, is very important. Because you will never know the person beside you, in front of you, or who surrounds you. One day will be your best pal, best friend, and the best partner. You will never know. In any way, anything is possible. That's what I say. Now, after I come back, then my father is not back yet. No, usually he came back first. Then outside was raining. My father came back. Oh, finally you can eat already. But my father said, wait. He was still panting. Very excited about panting. Before we start to eat, let me share with you. I joined Amway already. My mother, me, look at each other. Suddenly, don't know what happened. The word Amway suddenly came into our lives, and suddenly it appeared like that. And I know for the fact that my mother was a good cook, but the food that day wasn't very good. Because my mother like me, and then my brother was studying in Australia. My two younger sisters just eat he didn't know what's going on. So at night I couldn't sleep. 12 o'clock went down. I was staying with my parents. Went down. I saw a person with white, white gown. So it's my mother. My mother said, good. I also cannot sleep. You cannot sleep, alright. Let me tell you, you know Amway? Father Amway? I don't know. I thought you know. I also don't know. But now, because mother is not educated, and you're the most educated in the family, you count him, I go back and sleep. I thought, and it's responsibility to attain greatness. So I think, okay, true. I must go and find out. So what I did was, the next day when I went back to office, I was this tea lady, Then when I say, please come in, Then he said, yes boss, yes boss. I know you know a lot of people, you go and research for me about Amway. Go and interview minimum 10 persons and come back to me tomorrow. Wow, she completed the job very well. Next day, she was very early, she was waiting for me already. Boss, I share with you, I asked 10 persons, you know. Then seven of them say, Amway good, no. Two say, good, but prices of the products are a bit expensive. One, no comment. So I look at her, thank you. Seven, how can? At least seven say no good, then I got proof to, tell my father, no good, right? But no, the reverse, so I said, cannot, this auntie don't know what I want. So I, okay, since US, Amway from US, I know US, right? So what I did was, I went to US Embassy. That time, giving IC very easy to go in, not like now, like search you everywhere. So now you give IC, I went there, then I saw one section, very pretty blonde lady there, and then there's a lot of files. So I asked her, I said, Miss, can you help me? I want to research a company called Amway. Okay, sure. So then she brought in one file, a very thick file, and put in front of me and opened and left. I look at it, it's A but not Amway, it's Avon. Want to read Sure read one Once I read 2 pages. Then I read, sorry, because I cannot be angry because she's very pretty. So I said, this is not the file I wanted. I want Amway, A-M-W-A-Y. So she said, oh, sorry. Today is my first job. This day is the job. So I bring my supervisor. Then this supervisor, I tell you, wow, very influential. Then she came out on this supervisor. Every step she moved, the earth will move. Because she was so heavy weighted. Yes, what can I do for you? Very loud. I said, yes, I'm looking for a company called Amway. Oh, easy. And then she go and put on file, very thick file, and look, Amway, 5 pages. I take some time, 10 minutes to read everything. That time I was stupid because I didn't do photos that, but anyway, now everything online. So I look at the last page, and then there's this box. Remember, box with 5 red stars. Amway don't have, no, but A1 doesn't have, Amway has. So I asked, what does this mean? The lady said, simple. It's a rating given by US Chamber of Commerce. 美国总商会给的评价. Now I'm very curious really. I was very curious. I asked her, how many companies get this rating? Very simple, because she's very experienced supervisor. So she said, none. Then she explained to me why she said so. Because each category of industry, each level, each layer, only choose one company. And Amway is in the direct selling, it's a services industry. That was that way, Then suddenly my feeling was like I was being knocked down by Mike Tyson. I said, cannot like that. Look at the sky, I said, cannot give me some chance. Because I want to find out. So I went back and thinking, oh yeah, UK, my professors, I got 2 professors, Professors Liew, both husband and wife. They were very brilliant until today. They are very brilliant. Okay, how many of you are professors here? Raise your hand. Professors. Sure got shy of me. Let's see, how many of you know professor friends? Raise your hand. You know your professor as a friend? Right? How many professorship in average you think that how many professors one can maximum can get? 1 or 2, right? This couple got 5 professorships, Okay, they are very brilliant, right? Very smart, right? IQ very high, right? Okay, so I wrote a letter. Now, by the way, for Gen Ys, you don't know what letter is, let me explain to you. Letter is a piece write whatever you think you want to write lah. Right? Dear, write, and then put a date there, and then sign off yours sincerely. And then you put in a thing called envelope. Then in front you write an address. You do have address, right? And then you put a stamp. The stamp, the further you want to send, you more stamp lah, right? I'm serious because I ask a lot of Gen Y, they don't know what letter is. They thought letter is can send immediately one. Now the bad thing about letters you need to wait for a long time to receive. So 1 month later, what I wrote was, dear Professor Lee, I'm Liew Foong, your former student in UK. They migrated to US in a place called Michigan State. So what I did was, I said, okay, blah blah blah. Then second paragraph, I hope you can help me to save my father from dropping to a further hole. I need you to do a research of a company called Amway. I further hope that you can give me more proof and evidence to actually persuade my father not to drop into the hole. So 1 month later, he sent back the letter. Okay, I know because for the fact that I don't have that many American friends, so I saw American sets. So I got excited, open. Yeah, of course I remember you. Blah, 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 blah. Second paragraph, tell you good news, I joined Amway. Now you laugh. I wanted to cry, you know. I wanted to cry for the fact that I think I will fail this battle because I'm walking this road alone. You know. My brother's still studying in Australia. My 2 sisters cannot help me. And my father at that time, at that moment was very active in Amway. Every day, every night, go meeting one already. So I think he's gone case. He has been polluted in his mind, his whoever Amway evil. Now I got a chance. I know my father asked me to go to the center, the so-called meeting center. So I have been resisting. I said very, very busy. OT cannot come back in time every Fridays, once a week. This time I said cannot already. In order to save my father, I have to go to the center and see who this big evil is. And I also very experienced CEO, right? Must brainwash him so that he can brainwash my father to release him. So what I did was I told my father, okay, father, this Friday I'm free. You think how my father felt? Very nice, happy, right? Okay. Then I secretly went to my mother. Say, mother, I pretend to go with my father. So we pack up, we must take care of each other. My father said, okay. Okay, that day I still remember we went in one car, my father drove, and the center was in a place called Jalan Ipoh, okay, in KL. Now, just thought for a while. All the research you have done, all the impression, and very big, right? Very good, right? 5-star, right? Red color somewhere, right? Okay. After parking, we walk to work. The only place, the whole row of shops, only place don't have lights on. So we walk. I sensed something is wrong. I told my father, are we going to that direction? He said, yes. Okay, what is this? Is this an Amway store place, store, storage? No, this is our center. That time I don't know what center is, right? So when I reached the entrance, I nearly fainted because you have to walk 5 stairs. Long time never exercise, so you feel that no lift. Why am I so poor? No lift. My father said, no, I walk lah. So walk already. My father went up first, my mother went up, so then I walked up first. Then I noticed the center below there's this halfway tiao gai. So very made me a really bad impression because that halfway tiao gai look at me because we were wearing tie and all that, right? So you look like me, like alien, So we walk up the stairs. Okay, my father that time just joined Amway for 1 month. He was entrusted with the key, the center key by the upline. When opened, the center went in, my mother followed. And then I went in. Lights were not on yet. Then my father switched on the light, my mother disappeared, and I have to follow my father, right? Then, in my lifetime, I never seen this thing. My father suddenly vacuuming the floor. I was like, oh, it's a very sudden shock. My father never did this before in his life, in his family, in our house, never. So I was like, okay, now what should I do? Okay, CEO trained many trainings. Then I suddenly made a decision. I said, Father, this thing you don't do, let me do. Then my father, okay, you do. Then I said, I also never did it before, no. I told you some more. 2 minutes. But I have to do, right? My brother not here, right? So I have to do. Finish already, I thought finish. Okay. Now my father said, we have to adjust the chairs. Put on the chairs. I said, why MA no hire people to do all this one? My father said, no, must do. And we go and arrange all the chairs. Actually, arranging chairs takes a lot of knowledge, you know that? Then I learned, wow, like this, then you have to put like this. After that, I asked where's mother. Mother is going to look for her. So I turn and go towards the toilet because I heard noises of water. So when I see second shock of my life, my mother was washing the toilet bowl. I never see my mother did such thing. Then she suddenly sensed that I was behind, Then she said in Chinese, Mandarin, she said it in Mandarin. Liew，你不要看我这样子我洗马桶有一天我会变总统。Like that. Now I'm watching, but one day I'll become someone great. Somebody great. I nearly fainted for 2 reasons. Number 1, I thought my mother was on my side. I was betrayed. Second thing, suddenly I felt so lonely and alone. So I told my mother, I said, Mother, this thing don't do one, I do. But I never in my life I never washed the toilet before, so I washed. Then my mother said, good, I wait for you outside. After washing, I thought finish already. No, 7:45, meeting starts at 8, 7:45. My mother, me line up in front of the door to greet people to come. Wow, I say, wow, why never in office people greet me? Here I have to greet people. Wow, all the people line up to greet me, now I have to greet people. What kind of training center is it? Cannot all like that. But people already come in, OCBC branch manager, how come you're here? I say, why you're here? Come in. 8 o'clock, shut the door. I was just sitting at the end, toward the end. You know why I want to sit at the end? If I don't like, I can cabut, correct? Then my father said, oh, not there, come follow me. Another way. So follow to a lane, small lane, towards another room. A room there is OPP. So I say, why MS got operation theatre one? My father said, no, this is opportunity sharing room. Okay, this time I have to explain. Now you are very comfortable room, ambient, very conducive, right? That center is very hot, I mean literally very hot. Because the center of the room, only one fan. And that fan has got very strange characteristics. When you see, you look at the fan, when you want to turn, it doesn't turn on. Then you look, it turns. Then that room, small room, doesn't have fan at all. Very hot, like sauna room. Go in, my father locked the door and sit beside the door. I was sitting in front. Waiting for us was a Ruby, very nice lady. Never even looked at me, started to draw circles. to explain the plan. Now, I felt very lonely. I know I want to assess what's the situation now. My father is locking the door. I cannot escape. So I tell myself, whatever this lady say, I must comply first. So she asked, do you understand? I said, yes, definitely, I understand. So when she asked, are you interested in this Amway? Yes, no worry. I know to survive, it's like that, right? Then she mentioned about 5 types of income, royalty, from royalty, from book, royalty, from invention, all this, singer. Then 4 types. Are you one of these types? I said, no. Then, the 5th type, you can become Amway successful distributor. Are you interested? Yes. My father was very pleased, she's very pleased, but I'm not very pleased. So, after the whole fiasco, the whole scandal, and all these things, went back. My mother was very pleased, my father was very pleased, except me. So in the car, I asked my father this question. On the way home, father, to become diamond, takes you how long? My father was just joined 1 month, Then my father asked, according to my upline, he said 10 years to achieve diamond. So I asked my father, why should, I asked the second question, why should I want to spend another 10 years to earn my present income level? You understand my question? 为什么我要花10年的时间来得到我现在的收入，就是钻石收入？ Wow, my father, okay, if you are my father, how you will answer me? No matter what you answer, I already prepared one. My father said, let me go back and explain the plan again. So, went back. Again, my mother disappeared very fast. My father sat down with me in the living hall. Took out paper, pen, waiting. My mother brought in a plate of fruits. On top of fruits, a lot of fork. Before my father started, take out her own fork and asked me, you know what's fork? Cha, garpu. So, what is this? I said fork. Okay. If this fork is in the hand of a kid, the child, what is this? I said plaything. They play with the fork, right? If it's in the hand of a crazy person, orang yang kita siuman, what is this? I say it may be a weapon. He hurt himself or hurt someone else. So if they are in the hands of artists, it may be a tool of art or a tool of becoming an art. Then I ask you, what is this? Wow, like lawyer like that. I ask you, what is this? Suddenly I cannot answer. I know whatever answer I should die on. Right? So I say, fork, right? It depends, the outcome depends on who this fork is in whose hands. Right? Then I look at my father, suddenly my father's at the back got like big light, big aura like that. Then before I want to ask another question, my father said, okay, let me challenge you now. Then he explained to me the plan again. You find any fault, and it's proven right, father will pay 100 ringgit. 10 faults, 1,000 ringgit. Although it's not very much, but at that time it's a lot more. So I said, good challenge. So I find, but until today I never collect the 100 ringgit or 1,000 ringgit from my father. So that is the outcome of the research that I've made about this plan, Amway plan. Then how come I joined Amway? I was thinking all my life I joined not the largest, not the biggest, also not only the largest and the biggest, but also the best in the industry. But now I'm partnering the largest network and direct selling company in the world. Why shouldn't I have this prejudice against it? Because I don't like it, or because I couldn't accept the fact that I don't know about it. Think about it. Then I realized that in my life, a lot of people say no first. And I realized the fact of life is you cannot move from yes, from no to yes without a maybe. So now I'm in the stage of maybe. So what should I do? Then my father explained to me about second income, plan B, strategy and all that. Okay? So what happened was I did a real further research, and although I told my father I didn't want, I signed up, okay? I signed up in November 1994. I signed up, I said, Father, although I signed up, doesn't mean that I will build this business, but I like the sector. At that time I was still single, a lot of girls there, and then a lot of professionals there, so I like to network and release stress. Release stress, because CEO not easier. Okay? For 2 years. Then in 1996, between that, what happened was the boss of the company decided to sell the controlling stake of the company 51% to others. And I lost my job. Then they invited me to their hometown to a place called Miri. I say thanks but no thanks. Because I know Miri, very small. And there's nothing to do there. Not now, I mean then. So I said, no thanks. So I had to look for a job. So I was thinking, what my father said was true. No matter how many millions you make in a month, once you are out of job, you're back to square to zero. So this is a fact. When it happens to you, then only you realize, don't let that happen to you. You make a decision before that happens to you. This is the best time to look into this business. So when I made a decision, I said I want to seriously look into this business. Then I found out whatever I have any misconceptions and misunderstanding of this business was unfounded. Those are not true. Those are just fear. Fear, F-E-A-R, just fear. Now those who have not married before, when suddenly something cross your mind, you want to get married, you fear or not? Sure fear one. You don't fear something wrong. In your life, the first time in standard 1 you want to attend exam, fear or not? Sure fear one. First time drive your car, fear or not? Within a week I run down my car. Not because I fear, I went too fast. Right? And then all this life, we have fear. We fear something that we are not familiar with, sudden change of things, the arrangement and all that. So when I build this business seriously, I build it part-time. Remember, start from part-time. You can go full-time, can, no problem. But I always encourage people to consider part-time. Then, many years after that, I realized that in Amway, not only just talk about, Francis talk about the income and all that, right? Those are just part of what we will get and enjoy. I truly enjoy in Amway is the lifestyle, the friendship, the travels. Do you know that Malaysians last year traveled around the world, spent how much ringgit? 700 million. That's a lot of money, 700 million just to travel abroad, outside. Now, everybody loves traveling, correct? Whether you like it or not, you know yourself that you want to travel. But if it's travel for free, it'll be good, right? It'll be great. Second thing, I want to share with you. No matter whatever we share now, today, to you, it's not important if you don't know what you want in life. What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to give life a meaning. If you think that your life is full of money, you can get it Amway. If you feel that Amway rewards you in some other form, maybe recognition, health, which you cannot value, right? And you can get all this in Amway. The thing about Amway is it's like a magical box. Whatever you want, your wishes, you grant you if you put in the effort, the amount of effort. There are 4 stages, last year I will share with you, in order to think logically of this process. Number 1, what is Amway? What is Amway? Just now, both of them, the gentlemen, shared very well what is Amway. Second thing is, who is Amway? I'll talk more about this. Who is Amway? Amway is not an ordinary company. It's founded by two greatest gentlemen that actually crossed paths in my life. It's called Rich DeVos and the late J. Randall. Both of these started this partnership with just a quarter that is coin in US. And it transformed all the life around the world since their partnership. This is who Amway is. Amway is also a company full of integrity. Now, if you look at the scandals now, all the banks, all the BPs, the oil big companies, right? All the scandals that hit all the companies, including motor cars, like motor company like Volkswagen, right? They cheated the diesel management system now. Look, if you drive a Volkswagen, you know the news, you heard about this, what will happen? You worry, right? This is no longer safe. Now, I can bet with you, if you're seriously building this business, it will never happen in Amway. Why? Because all the first criteria in Amway, whatever the products are, the first thing is safety. Many stories that old Amway time, old ABOs, if you're old means, it's like really old ABOs will tell you a lot of stories. So that means I'm qualified to tell you because I'm old in Amway. Not the oldest, but old. This year, Macros, and this is the 16th time I travel AIS. Not the longest, you know. Mrs. and Mrs. Ho, I think, 39. Almost 39 years. Clap lah! 39 years! Everyone can do look at the track record. If you want to join, if you really want to join, don't join simply. Research first. Okay? Who Amway is. A lot of stories. No time to share. Ask your peers, ask your seniors in this business. Third question will ask, who are you? The third W is, who are you? Okay? Anda siapa? 你是谁? This is very important, right? Because you don't know who you are, and yet people say what you want to think, you want to do what. Doesn't make sense. Third, who you want to become to be. I don't want one day I become very rich. Unlike conventional companies, they are filthy rich, right? In Amway, you're rich, you are not filthy one. You're rich. But besides rich, you are wealthy and healthy, and you are fully appreciated until the day you die. And after you are dead, generations will talk about your stories and felt indebted by your contribution to the world. This, to me, is more important than just money. Agree? Each product that we consume, of every product that we consume, we are helping toward a better world, a safety world. A safe world that environmentally is protected. And each product that you sell and you introduce to others to consume, you are working towards that movement. Secondly, Amway income is perpetual. Perpetual means it will never stop. Meaning, one day, if you are not around to support your family, Amway will wholeheartedly continue the process. I know a lot of seniors here who sit behind. Now, Amway passed down to second generations and in America, third generations. All walks of life can achieve greatness in Amway. In China, as low as a beggar can become a diamond. In Philippines, no legs. Thailand, no legs, no eyes. In fact, I have a relative who is my aunt, my father, I'm the sideline, who are the first platinums in Malaysia to achieve platinum. Both husband and wife were blind. That day in PWTC, for their recognition, They walk the stairs and they take out their sticks, the blind sticks. When they take out the sticks, everybody stood up. Never, the MC never said one. Everybody stood up and gave a 3-minute standing ovation. Why? Why is it so touchy? Blind only one. We see that a lot, especially in Brickfields, a lot, right? But the fact of the matter is, because by mere presence, when they walk up the stage, they took up the blind sticks, it gave so much hope to all of us. Regardless of your background, regardless of your education, regardless of who you are, you can achieve greatness in this business. So this is something that you cannot find in other businesses. You tell me, commercial business, how good they are? They are good. They are taxpayers. Besides that, they contribute to the economy. Besides that, in Amway, it's more and more and more and beyond. Today, Mr. and Mrs. Ho's businesses have expanded beyond Malaysia. Is it because they are great to achieve that? Yes, they are great. But the more importantly is that Amway is not just a philosophy. Amway is not just a business. Amway is beyond whatever you know, whatever you can imagine. Okay. What happens if I go out now for newcomers? First time you see me, right? You walk out this door now and you tell people, hey, I heard this great thing about Amway. And a lot of people say, no way lah. You sure die one? I know this, Imam Uje, all these relatives have been in this business, especially Penang is a small place. Now let me share with you a wisdom. This is a very good wisdom. I heard this, it impacted me. A bird who's born in a cage will think flying is an illness. I say that in Mandarin so that you can understand. 在笼里诞生的一只鸟，会把飞翔当成是一种病。All of us are free birds, ladies and gentlemen. Why should we confine ourselves in a cage voluntarily for the rest of our lives? When we can fly how high, how far that we want, and yet we confine that we are chicken and not eagles. Now this is something that you need to think and you need to ponder. Is it true? Yes. I'm qualified to tell you that because I've been through. A lot of people tell me, hey, Foong, I want to become a CEO of a company, okay? I say, God bless. It's a miracle for me to reach that. I forgot that I was the youngest in CEO in Malaysia, but I was broken by my friend, who's Datuk Sri, and now he's bankrupt and he now moved away to Malaysia, from Malaysia. Okay, and long story. But anyway, I'll tell you, one day I met him, who's a bankrupt in Singapore. Then he met me, he said, hey, I heard you great things about you, look at your Facebook and wow, you achieve greatness. And when I built this business, I approached him. He didn't buy a single thing, he didn't support me, he didn't do anything. But now he said that you are a complete man than me. This is his statement. The fact of the matter is, my father, just an ordinary guy, he made a major decision in his life to join Amway, and that turned around. And this guy was my good friend, same age as me. His father is a Tan Sri. Left about 1 billion worth of assets to this guy, my friend, who actually floundered and bankrupted the company. He started with somebody and someone, right? And something. And now he's a bankrupt, still a bankrupt. The wife left him, the children left him alone. So I was thinking, am I that brilliant? No, because of my father. He insisted to persist in this business. Then only today the fate changed, You see, when I was fighting in Emirates, I was active. My brother came back. Here's another story. So he came back. He became the pembangkang, the head of pembangkang. So my father and me actually how to sponsor this guy. So that's how. Then from my father, then secretly influenced my mother, and then sponsor me, right? And today, one day I asked my father. At the time I was very serious in this business. I said, "What is your dream, father?" My father said, "One day, all of us will be in Emirates, and all of us will travel overseas." And then one of us was sell me dreams. I look at my father. Hey, because now I'm not so confident, although I just joined, I'm not so confident. How can you paint this picture? But today it happened. 18 of our family members were platinums at birth. My brother, who's in my organization, became diamond. And two of my sisters, founded platinum. And a lot of my aunts, all the offshoots, like the whole family. Practically, not only ALS, in Malaysia already ALS. Wherever we go, it's like, wow, and then it die, no place ready. So now it's a headache, it's a good headache to have so many people. So what I want to tell you is that great men always have a vision. So that's why I'm very thankful to my father, who actually had a great vision in portraying the future ahead of us, but he knew something is great coming. So whenever your upline tell you, one day MV is great, don't ever say no first. Say what? Maybe. Don't say yes first. You very excited, you say yes, then you may very fast disappear. Just say, okay, give me a chance, let's see how. At least, of course, you can say yes. Alright? Lastly, I want to tell you something that a lot of people seldom tell you. What I like about Amway is a lot of the values that you derive from Amway. There are many levels to achieve success. Besides, Francis told you about FAA points, all this money. You can get it on. No worries about that. Lately, I see a lot of my friends, my colleagues, and my classmates. One of them, two of them, three of them passed away at the age of 30s, 40s. You realize what is the meaning of life? Is you put a meaning to your life. Then you realize, actually, what have I done? Just besides the money, besides the supporting the family, what have I achieved? But when I look at people who spend 10 years in Amway, maybe just an envelope or diamond or whatever, they've achieved greatness by engaging minds, and also transforming lives. We are transformers, 各位，我们是 transformers. We change life. This is how serious this business is. One day, I've seen so many cases in Singapore when husband so seriously built this business, passed away. The wife know nothing about this business, not educated. No one will help, not even family members. Family members were the one who actually chased them out in the business. Suddenly the wife was so alone. Because of Amway, all the brothers and sisters of all, administer the funeral, everything. The upline was the most hardworking one. Helped her a lot. Then today, she could stand up because of Amway. I don't need to learn a lot. I know how to tell people, no need to tell. People know how to brush their teeth and shampoo and all that. I just share my experience. So her income from her past husband continue. This is a true story, especially for our excellent CVI people. The late Simon. You can see a lot of people that don't know the value of Amway, it's okay. Like me, I spent 2 years to research and research. Then finally, when I decided to do no U-turn, just one way. And I know a lot of you are heading for A60, and many of you are heading for diamondship, emeraldship, platinum. I don't care what level you want to be, but remember, this is truly from my heart. Build this business sincerely, with ethics. Alright? Your legacy will remain and be taught, be shared in many, many generations to come, even you are not here one day. I want you to make this as your goal. Why? If you are just interested in the pin, it's not worth the value. Crown Master diamond is just a symbol. But if even you're not a diamond, people talk about you, people talk about your greatness, you are worth much, much more than a common diamond. This is what I want. When you walk out, people are proud of you to be a proud Amway ABO. This is the thing I believe, that one day you will always put it in your heart and aspire to become a great ABO rather than a ABO who have a name but is a bad name. Because this is very important. Why I tell you this? Because a lot of people now out there are very kanjiang. They really want to do this business, but do it the wrong way. Why? Because A60 coming, everybody very excited. So this is the message I want to share with you. Buddha once said, 1,000 candles can be lit up by just one candle. Even though the one candle, one day it may die because there's no more light. But the fire, the light has transferred to 1,000 lights. Okay? You may think that you have passed away, but the greatness and the happiness that you share will prolong forever. Now, Amway is such a great business that it can be shared, it can be transferred, and it can be always touching other people's life. This is something that I like. I want Amway to be healthy and better by the time my son's sons, my children's, my generations to come to enjoy. So we are not owning Amway, no. We are just lending from our future generations. From now only, you hand back to them. So please treat Amway well, treat yourself well, and all of us will see at the top. Thank you.